Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at new mods for Hearts of Iron 4 and doing something a little special. Today I'm going to transform America into the happiest place on Earth. And no, I'm not talking about some grand political overhaul. No. We're making all of America Disneyland. Yes, you heard that right. I'm going to take the land of the free and turn it into the ultimate paradise, complete with Mickey Mouse ears, churros, screaming toddlers, and of course, the magic of, well, Disneyland. How? Well, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve, and let's just say that Uncle Sam's new goal is to make the world a little more magical.
Stewie, I know you're a little mad at me right now, but when you see where I'm taking you, you're gonna change your mind.
Too, yeah, right, I'm gonna change my mind. We just sat on a plane for 3 hours to come to Florida, God's waiting room, for who knows what... Oh, Disney World! Disney World! Disney World! I want to go to Disney World! Oh, Disney World! Disney World! I'm still mad at you.
Well, welcome back to the United States. And if you haven't figured it out, I'm currently using the USA rework mod available in the workshop. I've posted the link in the description. Now, this mod is pretty interesting. It adds some new features to USA. Of course, it completely reworks the entire focus tree. Adds some little flair. Look, our friend Franklin's got a new portrait. I like it. It's got more on politics, and you'll see if you come up here, you have new national spirits. 3 of them, actually, corporate national spirits. So the influence of the Coca-Cola Company, Walt Disney Corporation, and Ford Motor Company. And you can see they do offer some pretty decent little perks here. But we're going to be taking one of those to the furthest extent we can today. In order to do that, we're going to have to engage in politics, or, well, rather, we're going to have to let the world kind of fall apart a little bit and then be there to pick up the pieces. So, we don't want to reaffirm the New Deal. If you want to play Historic USA, go ahead and reaffirm the New Deal and work through your focus tree. As you can see, the USA rework has given us a massive new USA focus tree with a lot of different branching paths. So, pretty cool. I would be interested in maybe doing a historic run in a later video. But today, no. We are going to be going down a crazier path. First of all, we have to engage in politics, and Roosevelt has to not win the election outright. This will open up gridlock. Through gridlock, we'll have 2 options. We can either go MacArthur, or we can go falling apart. Falling apart leads us closer to the second civil strife. Now, if we do that, there's something very interesting if we go on the leftward path. If we side with the government furthest down here, yes, we can follow our way down, and look to a brighter future with corporatism. And a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Yes, boys and girls, I'm looking at Walt Disney here. We will make America Disney again. In order to see that through, we're going to have to do a few things. One of which, you can see that we now have a party management mechanic in our decisions tree here. So what we need to do is we need to boost up the third-party populist party high enough that they can contest both the Republicans and the Democrats. So nobody gets an outright majority in the coming election in November. So as soon as we have political power, which is easier said than done, we do have a decent amount now. The Great Depression does take a fair amount from us still, but they've rebalanced it in such a way that we are getting a fair amount of political power influence from our corporate interests, our corporate overlords now, Coca-Cola and Ford Motor Companies. So you're not completely hamstrung as the United States anymore. I think it adds a little bit more than it should, but nevertheless. Being that we're not going down with the New Deal, everything else is locked out until we have the election, which isn't ideal, but there are things we can do. We can work on the War Department here or on the War Plans Division. I don't know. We'll just choose one of these. A lot of these focuses, you'll notice, have been changed, so they're no longer 70 days, but they're 35 days. Better or worse, I don't really know. As for our factories, let's just put everything into guns, and let's also build some trucks. We're currently not building any trucks, and we would like to, you know, have something. As for the rest of your stuff here, it's a pretty typical USA game. You know, you're building a ton of ships here. I would probably recommend that you move your cruisers and your larger ships to the bottom for priority. That way, your destroyers are built first because they require less IC, and it's going to be more efficient in the long run. As for research, pretty standard game, right? Just get your wrenches, get your girders, get your electronic engineering here, and you have a free slot, so it just kind of depends on what you want to play with your USA game. Typical USA game, I would probably focus on the Navy, but you do you. Now with the new DLC, we do have a secret projects facility outside of Washington, a naval one. So we can pick an advisor to get research started on that. Probably going to go with the surface ship specialist. I think that just kind of fits America better than the sub guy. Now we do have the Great Depression still we're dealing with, so we're taking pretty massive hit to our construction for really anything. So go ahead and recommend that you just build infrastructure until you have the election and get rid of the Great Depression here. So we'll just kind of queue up a bunch of infrastructure around the country here. And the cool thing is, of course, then we're going to be boosting our natural resources. So we'll be able to get more oil, more tungsten, aluminum, so on and so forth. It's up to you if you want to get some chromium and some rubber. Probably recommend it, honestly. Get some chromium from Cuba, and rubber, we'll just get it from the Dutch East Indies. That's fine. As for our army here, let's just go ahead and queue everybody up, and we'll just go ahead and bring them all to the US here. And it doesn't really matter. Let's just go ahead and get them sorted. They're all in one place. Sign somebody. Omar looks good. And let's pick let's see here. And for our field marshal, let's pick Eisenhower. Douglas MacArthur's got a new portrait there. I don't like that. It looks weird for me. I don't know. There's something going on there. It doesn't look right. Yeah, typical USA game. So just group all of your ships up into one death stack. We'll go ahead and assign an admiral. Nimitz can do that. We'll go ahead and do automatic split off for our ships, and we're just going to start doing some training at sea and get some of that sweet, sweet Navy XP, because oil is not a problem as the USA. So I'm actually going to hawk the rest of our political power for the time being, because what I need to do is get to 25 political power so I can hit this button and restart the third-party populist propaganda. So anyways, this is going to hurt both the Democrats and the Republicans, and we need to boost that to over 35%. It says if you do that, dire consequences. Dire indeed. I'm going to go ahead and choose intervention in the Americas here. It's going to give us some planning speed, and we'll be able to muck about with our Monroe Doctrine. Okay, well, we can go ahead and reaffirm the Monroe Doctrine, which is a new decision here, which is kind of interesting. It's going to boost trade opinion with all those countries. You don't have to do that, of course, but it's a little boring not doing anything until November, so I got to do something. Okay, we have enough breakthrough points now with our naval engineering facility to actually start on a project. I'm thinking we go down and choose the Montana-class battleship, super heavy battleship. Yeah, it's only less than a year of research time. Makes total sense. This thing is gonna kick butt. Okay, well, we boosted the third-party populist. You can see that we're now at 12.7%. So what we need to do is just keep hitting this button. Keep hitting this button every time it's available. Okay, we just completed the Monroe Doctrine, and so we've guaranteed the independence of, well, everybody in Central and South America. Okay, well, you get some new pop-ups now with this rework here, so you can kind of muck about with the political nominations of the two candidates for the two main parties. So it doesn't really matter. We're not going to be going in that direction, so pick whomever you like. So, yeah, Alf Landon, sure. Why not, Alf? Okay, I've just hit the button again. We're already at 32.7. We need to be above 35% to open up the focus tree that we want. I got our first spy and no good options. Yeah, none of these are very good options. I guess I'll pick pick her. Why not? Okay, it's election day, November 6th, 1936 here. So we've been able to boost our third-party populist support up quite a bit. We're at 42.7. It's going to have to be good enough. We'll see what happens. Okay, the election of 1936. The election 1936 has arrived. Tens of millions of voters head to the ballot box to cast their vote. However, only one party can win. Who will it be? Oh no, it's a gridlock. Who could have foresaw this? We're going to take a massive hit to our stability and our political power, which really sucks. Oh no, Congress is unable to select a president. Congress has been unable to select a president due to the chaos. So far, FDR will stay as president. This has caused many to get angry, especially from third-party voters. Only time will tell. Ooh, time will tell indeed. We're taking a massive hit to stability, to democracy. A bunch of random parties are gaining. Where is this going to end, you might ask? Okay, well, we've got MacArthur has a plan. MacArthur has offered to take over the government in case of increased tensions within the country. Of course, this meeting is top secret, but this could be important to the future. Indeed, so you got two options. One, you can have General MacArthur take over as the leader of the country as our only choice, Or we can say, no, that would be the downfall of our republic. So we want to go ahead and choose the second option. Now we've activated the falling apart mechanic here, so now, yeah, it's only going to get worse from here. Yeah, so we're falling apart, so we have rioting in the streets, and nobody's working. All of our factories are taken up by consumer goods. We have a complete shutdown industry. Congress declares a national emergency. Congress has declared a national emergency is now considering martial law as the only option to stamp out these riots that are hampering our nation. They've already started to consolidate power. So we've got a couple more options here. Say, what the hell? This is a clear violation of the Constitution. You could go ahead and side with the people. But no. We want to choose the bottom option here and side with the government. These damn socialists are overreacting. We're going to take another massive hit to our stability. We've got the Great Strike of 1936. The economy has come to a screeching halt following nationwide strikes led by the progressive labor unions. They demand the government to stop their autocratic intentions. The ball is in Congress's court now. They will pay. We're going to take another massive hit to stability. I can see where this is going. Congress passes the Emergency Powers Act. Today, House Speaker William B. Bankhead and the President of the Senate, aka the Vice President, John Nance Garner, announced the passing of the Emergency Powers Act, essentially making the President of the Senate the sole legal authority over the United States in a last-ditch attempt to rescue the nation. The means of fixing the country are certainly questionable, no doubt, but the President has decided to keep his lips sealed on this one. Trust us, we're definitely not trying to consolidate power. Trust us. Okay, well, we've effectively had the coup. We have the United States Congress Emergency Government. And we're led by John Nance Garner. As the country is falling apart here, we did open up our America First option here. So, yeah, definitely not being topical. Let's go ahead and choose America First. It's going to give us a little more stability, much needed political power, and some more war support, because I think we're going to need it. The territories have broken free. All of our colonies and territories have broken free from our country as a result of the recent congressional coup. Governors have stated they do not want to be dragged any longer into the political violence that is ravaging the country. However, the territory of Alaska has been seized by the Canadians, and many of our Pacific possessions by Japan, and the British have seized the Panama Canal. Well, I don't need to tell you that's not going to stand. Militias are mobilizing. I think a second civil strife is on the horizon indeed. A house divided. At 9:43 a.m., the progressive aligned militias in Washington began to rebel against the government, until eventually being put out. However, similar reports of insurgencies have been reported across the country, all culminating with William Borah, declared leader of the insurgency, and declaring that an armed conflict has begun. Yeah, it just keeps getting better and better. Oh, well, we have the loyalist states and we have the traitorous progressive states of America. Led by William here. He's a guy. Now, we did get defense regiments that spawned just militia, effectively. Let's take a look at these guys. Militia, 2 battalions, infantry, and artillery. These guys aren't the worst. Earhart wants to enlist. I guess she is pretty loyal to the government still for some reason. So, yeah. Why not? Okay, we've completed America First, so we actually have 58% war support now. So hopefully, we don't have too many issues. That we have 0 stability, so only good things can happen from here. Okay, so we have opened up the second Civil War here. We've got some options, so we can mobilize the nation, more war support, and manpower. It's not a bad idea. Emergency guns, we're lacking just a fair amount of guns. And then the other option is emergency factory conversions, getting us some mills. I think we're going to go with the emergency guns first. We'll probably grab all of these, honestly. They don't have enough forces. We're going to just try to sneak around them as much as we can. They don't have enough to man the entire front. Try to make sure there's somebody actually in Washington. Would be kind of embarrassing if the capital fell. They do have a lot of forces here in the West as well, so yes. Ideally, it'd probably be better just to focus on one front at a time, but whatever. Decisions were made. Unfortunately, we don't have enough forces for the front either, but we're just getting little encirclements when we can here. Let's try to get to the supply hubs, grab the major victory points. Now we've encircled another unit here. Let's go ahead and see if we can cut them off. We're having a little bit more success here in the West. Taking Los Angeles. I'm recruiting more troops, well, what I can, which isn't a lot right now, but I think we can, if I can get rid of their forces here in the West, then I can swing this whole extra army back to the East and deal with them, so I think it's totally possible here. It is quite precarious, though, where we are. It's a fair amount of micro. Okay, we've cut this little bit off here, so let's go ahead and have the infantry clean up this pocket if we can. It's pretty precarious. We don't really have enough forces to man the front, but yeah, we've surrounded St. Louis here. Okay, we've rallied the nation. We also have some more forces here, so let's go ahead and stick these guys on here and clean this pocket up. That's complete Swiss cheese over here in the West. I'm not even going to show you the East. It's pretty crazy. But we're winning, though. We're encircling the units that we can, and yeah, it's just a little bit of cleanup. But we're pushing them back on every front. It won't be too much longer here. But it is a chaotic mess. Please don't look at our ridiculous lines here. Now, just clean up these pockets on the West Coast, and that should be close to the end for these guys. There we are. Victory at last. The second civil strife has ended in victory. We took basically nothing as they had nothing. So the second war is over. Now we must bend the crux of that divided our nation. Okay, well, finally, we have the event here. The companies are meeting with Garner. Today, representatives of Coca-Cola, Walt Disney, and the Ford Motor Companies met with President Garner to collaborate with the government even more. Unfortunately, we can only pick one, so we get to boost a major American company to way more influence than they should have. So who's it going to be? Coke? Ford? No. We have to go with Walt himself, the Walt Disney Company. We're going to gain some stability, war support, and weekly war support for some reason. I guess they're making propagandist war cartoons at Disney now? Probably? Okay, now we've completed corporatism. We actually have this new component here, this corporate takeover mechanic. I don't know how this is going to go. Since the implementation of Garner's corporatist policies, there have been some power-hungry ideas. Is the government at risk of a corporate buyout? I would say, yeah, probably. Yeah. So let's go ahead and hit this button. In 100 days, we're going to get an event. Oh, we just had the event. Oh, Disney has bought out the U.S. government. Welcome to the Republic of Disneyland. Yes, our capital has moved to Los Angeles. We have a new flag, classic Disneyland flag, and we have a new leader. It's Walt. Doesn't he look so happy? He's running everything now. Of course he's happy. He's a popular figurehead, a liberal corporatist. Interesting. So, he's got pretty good stats, actually. It's not bad. And he's so happy. Look at, he's so jovial. Oh my goodness. And now, let's focus on a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Walt has a great future for our nation, but we must see out his ideas. So we'll gain some new options for expanding the land of tomorrow. Oh, bye. Okay, well, we've just created a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Let's go ahead and see what new options we have here. So, let's open up a new mechanic here, expanding the land of tomorrow. Walt has grand plans for the future. He wants to build a theme park empire across what is not only the Republic of Disneyland, but also the rest of the world. Because, of course, why not? Currently, we have 0 theme parks. Aw, well, we're going to have to remedy that. And every 2 theme parks we build, we'll be able to get our tourism national spirit improved. That's so cursed. Okay, so we're going to plan out some theme parks here. So let's go ahead and click that. It's going to give us some infrastructure in Florida and California, as well as claims on France, Campania, Kanto, and 5 others. Because, yes, theme parks will be ours. Alright, so let's go ahead and construct Disneyland. This is going to give us some factories, stability, war support, and Los Angeles is renamed Disneyland. And let's go ahead and build Disney World in Florida. A little bit of information I didn't know. Probably all of you already knew this, but mind blown. The reason it's Disneyland and Disney World, right, is that, so Disneyland is in LA, land in LA, yes, and Disney World is in Orlando, ORL, or, I know, mind blown. Okay, well, we do need to deal with the breakaway territories that were seized from us unjustly by our, quote, former allies, and territories that we just occupied. So we have to negotiate with them, and we can retake the stolen lands through force, or negotiate. I feel like probably Walt Disney would negotiate first, try to, fatten the pockets, so to speak, of the allies that took our territory, Britain and Canada, and see if we could buy out our territories back. I feel like that's probably what he would do, at least initially. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and boost relations with Canada, and we're going to go ahead and boost relations with the UK. And we want to see if they're going to give us our stuff back. Okay, I don't know if the mechanic in the mod is broken, but I went down to focus and negotiate with getting our lands back, and boosted relations, and nothing happened. So I'm not really sure if that's working properly or not. There's no option to request territory or anything, so... And I never got an event. Yeah. It's kind of weird, too, with Canada, since we reaffirmed the Monroe Doctrine, is they seized our territory and they won't give it back, but we're still guaranteeing their independence, which is pretty weird. So I'm going to try to go down and negotiate to get our territory back in Puerto Rico and Hawaii. We'll see if that one works a little bit better. Okay, well, it looks like it might have worked. I never got a pop-up or anything, acknowledgement of any kind, but Puerto Rico's back, boys. We got Puerto Rico again. And let's see, it looks like Hawaii must have said no. Yeah. Well, we might just have to go and there's other means to get Hawaii back. Sorry, Canada, but you never gave us back Alaska, and you're currently sitting on our single greatest stock of grizzly bears, and we want them back. We need them for our movies. Oh, we have so many war goals. Yeah. And this is how the world burns. Operation Crimson. I think the Allies are busy in Europe at the moment, so they're like, what? America? Walt Disney is attacking us? No, what is happening? Well, yeah. There's only room on this planet for one corporation. Sure, this seems right somehow. I'll leave the commentary at that. Sorry, chaps, but yeah, there's room on this planet for only one giant theme park corporation. And Canada is no more. Sad, sad, sad. So at this point, it's just your average run-of-the-mill American world conquest. You join the access, your industry is off the chain, you're ridiculous, you have so many perks and so much technology, so many advantages that nobody in the world can match you, and it's just a matter of grinding the AI down and destroying everyone. And you can do that as Walt Disney. And you do get this expanding the land of tomorrow. So you get to, once you take territory, you can build new theme parks in those areas. It's honestly, it's not all that great of options, I think, or rather perks. You get some local population for the area, you get some build slots, factories, that sort of thing, and you gain stability and war support. Your stability and war support is never going to be a problem as Walt Disney, actually, from what I can see here. And then you do get some new victory points, so it makes you basically unstoppable across the planet. Outside of that, you don't get the core, the territory, or anything like that. It doesn't become part of your nation, so... And there's only so many places you can build theme parks, so it's kind of a cool mechanic. I don't know if it's really worth it, honestly, for burning everything down, but if you want a ridiculous world conquest as the United States, led by our friend Walt here, look, yeah, he's so happy. Join the Axis as Walt Disney and conquer the planet for the mouse. The mouse must consume. Well, anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Just a fun little detour into a bunch of nonsense. Seriously, my heart goes out to all the folks desperately impacted by those horrendous wildfires out in California. I have put a link where if you want to get involved and donate to the American Red Cross in the description of this video. Please visit them and give if you can give anything. It'd be great. The proceeds go directly to those victims. And so, anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, consider liking and subbing to the channel if you haven't done so already. It helps us grow. We're growing, but it's got to feed the algorithm just like to feed the mouse. So I appreciate it, guys. I've been Greg the Gamer. You have a terrific day, and I'll be with you soon. Later.